Good evening, dear students. Welcome to a newspaper analysis town hall. So today we are going to discuss these 5 themes which are very important for your mains as well as prelims point of view. So the first news that we are going to discuss is about BRICS. Prime Minister has given this statement that BRICS will help create a multipolar world order. Now the context of this news is that PM has gone on 5-nation visit, and one of the objective is to attend BRICS summit that is going to happen in Brazil on 6th of July. Right? So in this news we are going to cover these learning outcomes. So we will cover the facts, we will cover the meaning of multipolar world order, then we will cover how BRICS can create multipolar world order. So this is something that you can use as pointer in your mains answer writing. Right? Now there is one more term that is given in this news, that is Economic Community of West African States. So we will understand about it because it is important for prelims point of view. Okay, so Prime Minister has given this statement which can be used as a quote in answer on BRICS question. So together BRICS strive for more peaceful, equitable, just, democratic and balanced multipolar world order. We will soon understand what is multipolar world order. Now moving on about some basic information of BRICS. So BRICS, BRIC as a term was coined by Jim O'Neill. He was economist in Goldman Sachs, and he first thought of the possibility of these countries coming together because they had huge economic and political clout that could be converged as a common platform. So it was Jim O'Neill who first came with this idea. So BRICS country includes Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa. So in the beginning, these countries were there. South Africa joined them in 2010. What are the objectives of BRICS? And before that, we have to understand what is the significance of BRICS. Okay, why BRICS is important and why we would be listening to this term Global South or South-South cooperation or multipolar world order, how these terms are linked to each other. So in one of our previous videos, we covered this topic, South-South cooperation also. Now, the significance of BRICS lies in that it is seen as counter to West-led groups, such as groups like G7, which has exclusively Western and powerful countries. There is no representation from Global South, and multilateral institutions like World Bank, which are important from financial cooperation point of view. It also has huge influence of Western countries. So BRICS was thought of as a counter to them. Okay, so the objective of BRICS is reforming global institutions. So institutions such as IMF, such as World Bank, even United Nations. So all these institutions are Western-led institutions. So reforming global institution, multipolar world order. We will understand what is multipolar world order. Then South-South cooperation. So global South are those countries which have generally low income, low infrastructure, and they are also those countries which were colonized by Western powers. So this group represent such countries, and that is why this group is important in South-South cooperation. Now current chair of this BRICS is Brazil for 2025. India has remained the chair in 2021, where virtual summit was conducted due to COVID. Now there is one more thing that BRICS has come up with a new development bank, NDB, of its own. Its headquarters is in Shanghai, and it came up in Fortaleza in 2014. Now let us move on and try to understand what is multipolar world order. So we can understand multipolar world order by understanding unipolar world order. So unipolar world order is when there is one country which is completely dominating in international politics. So multipolar world order means when power is distributed among several major nations. So post World War II, there was a bipolar world because power was distributed between two blocks. One was led by US and another was led by USSR. Now multipolar world promote balance of power. Power is not concentrated in the hands of one or two or three countries. It is concentrated in the hands of many countries. Now when there is global decision making, it also includes diversity of perspective, because let's say if there is a decision to be taken, then there is need for African countries and what do they think. There is need for Asian countries and what do these Asian countries think. There is need for European countries. What do they think? South American, right? So a multipolar world order promotes diversity of perspective, which is important from the point of view of democracy values also. Okay, so the summit that is going to be happen, it is a 17th summit, and its theme is strengthening global South cooperation for inclusive and sustainable governance. It is important for prelims perspective. Recently in this prelims, one question has come which had this theme, not this theme but earlier theme. So please remember this theme. Now let us move on. Let us try to understand how BRICS contribute to balanced and multipolar world order. When Prime Minister is saying that BRICS will lead to multipolar world order, let us try to understand how. Number one, it is going to reduce Western dominance in global institution. So all the countries that are there, members of the BRICS, let's say India, China, South Africa, Russia, Brazil, if these countries come together and there is pooling of political and economic resources, it will lead to reduction of Western dominance. And you can understand this fear in Western countries because recently Trump threatened BRICS countries. So he threatened BRICS countries because, okay, there is a fear in the mind of American policymakers also. It amplifies global South voice. Yes, it does, because all the countries in the BRICS are member of represent the global South voice. Now there is one more thing that I want to say to you, that BRICS has included new members also. So please write in comments which are the new members of BRICS. So reduce Western dominance, amplifies global South, promote financial autonomy. Now, if National Development Bank, it is successful, then many of the countries from global South does not have to depend on World Bank or IMF, because the loans from these countries comes with lot of conditions, which many countries do not want to follow because it may affect their sovereignty. BRICS contribute by supporting multilateralism. Okay, so that is it. These are 4 points. You can use it in your answer writing. Now, Prime Minister has gone to these 5 countries. He has reached Ghana, where he is going to get an important award, the highest award by this country, and the award is the Champion of the Order of the Star of Ghana. So PM will receive this award. Now, with Ghana, we are also including vaccine diplomacy, because Ghana, Prime Minister has also said that Ghana has potential to develop as vaccine hub for Africa. So India is going to help Ghana in this aspect. Trinidad and Tobago, it is the first prime ministerial level visit to this country after 1999. Now with Argentina, there is going to be some cooperation on rare earth minerals, because Argentina is rich in these minerals. There is going to be cooperation on defense and renewable energy. Now with Brazil, Brazil is interested in secure communication system. Brazil is also interested in Akash defense system. It is also interested in Garuda artillery system. So we can see deepening of defense cooperation with Brazil. So with Namibia, I think there is going to be agreement on unified payment interoperability. So this visit is very significant, and this BRICS summit is going to happen in Brazil. Now this term was mentioned in this article, Economic Community of West African State. So it is a political and economic union of 12 West African states, and this union was created in 1975 through Treaty of Lagos, and their objective was collective self-sufficiency, and Ghana is member of Economic Community of West African State. So these are the facts that are important about this. Now let us move on to our next topic, and remember, please write in comments which are the new members of BRICS. So here we have understood how BRICS contribute to multipolar world. This is important. Now let's move on, and this is the news about Quad. So Quad foreign minister meeting has happened in Washington, US. US Secretary of State Mark Rubio has hosted this meeting. So we are going to discuss Quad basics, Quad objectives, this meeting outcome, and we will do a brief comparison between BRICS and Quad here. So this is a joint statement, and joint statement condemns all acts of terrorism in all its form, including cross-border terrorism. The joint statement has also clearly condemned 𝐟𝐨𝐿𝐵 attack. So this is important for India. Why? Because in recently concluded SCO summit, joint statement made no mention of condemnation of 𝐟𝐿𝐵 attack, and that is why India, represented by our Raksha Mantri, did not sign the joint statement of SCO. Now in Quad, we are very much clear. The External Affairs Minister is very much clear on India's right to defend itself. And here you can see 𝐮𝐩𝐝 𝐵𝐻 has said that a more focused Quad will help deliver better. So we will also see what he means by more focused Quad. This is important. Okay. Now Quad is a grouping that includes India, Australia, Japan. This is US. So what was the genesis of Quad? In 2004, when tsunami came in Indian Ocean region, then these countries came together for providing response to tsunami crisis. At that time, this potential was realized, and the first meeting was conducted in 2007 at Philippines, and the second meeting was conducted at the gap of 10 years in 2017 at Manila. So this meeting was conducted at sideline of ASEAN meeting. Not ASEAN meeting. This was conducted at the sideline of East Asia Summit. This was conducted at the sideline of ASEAN. Now, what are the objectives of Quad? And what is the significance of Quad? Let us first understand the significance. Why Quad is significant? Why these countries are coming together? What is the need for these countries to come together? Now, these countries are coming together. The primary goal is to counter China and Chinese rise in Indo-Pacific region. So this is one of the clear objective, and the objective is global good through various measures, such as various relief measures that it provides, and main open, free, inclusive Indo-Pacific region. It essentially means countering China in this region, Indo-Pacific. Let us move ahead and try to understand what are the outcomes of the summit. Now, we have recently also said that a more focused Quad will help deliver better. So how Quad is going to be more focused? According to External Affairs Minister, these are some of the areas where there is more focus that needs to be given, and there has been significant progress also that has been achieved in maritime domain, logistic, education, and political coordination. And some working groups, this Quad worked through working groups. There are working groups, like one working group is for climate, one is, let's say, for energy, etc., etc. So there needs to be streamlining of the working groups to make Quad more cohesive and focused. Okay, now let us try to move on and try to understand these Quad meeting outcomes. So obviously there is condemnation for Pahalgam attack and condemnation for all form of terrorism, including cross-border terrorism. India's right to self-defense. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar has clearly asserted that India has right to defend itself against terrorism, and countries need to understand that. Now, since India is set to host next Quad summit, India has told that there is need for streamlining of these working groups. 6 working groups are already present. India wants to streamline it and focus on these aspects: maritime awareness, critical minerals, education, and logistics. Disaster response. So the Quad, especially the Australian PM, highlighted the recent quick aid that was provided by after Myanmar earthquake. So it shows the disaster relief efforts by Quad countries. Indo-Pacific focus. So the Quad reiterated its support to free, open, and rule-based Indo-Pacific region, opposing any unilateral changes in status quo, especially in South and East China Sea, where China is in tussle with many countries, including Taiwan, Philippines, Japan, and is trying to change a lot of status quo. So this clearly indicates that group is focused on countering China. Now, a brief comparison between Quad and BRICS. So the objective of Quad is to counterbalance China, and the objective of BRICS, in which China is also member and India is also member, it is to promote multipolar world. So in a way, it works against US influence or hegemony, because it is coming up with its own bank. It also wants to come up with its own currency. So it wants to reduce influence of dollar, and that is why Trump is very much angry. So you can see the position of India. So here India wants to counter China with Quad, and here with the help of US, and here India is in a group that seeks to limit US influence with the help of China. So India is partner with like-minded democracies on Indo-Pacific strategy. India is a bridge between West and Global South, cooperating with China. So here China is our strategic competitor. Here China is our strategic cooperation partner. So this is the dilemma. This is the dichotomy which M.K. Narayanan has also raised. We had discussed it in our last video, where he is saying that can India remain neutral? Should India ally with powers like US? So this is important question to think. Now let us try to move on to our next topic. So this article is written by Ruchi Gupta. AI in India, strategy must precede mission. So what is the context of this article? The context is that India has already come up with India AI mission. India AI mission. However, what the writer is saying, that India AI mission is not without faults, and just relying on this mission is not going to help India because it is not comprehensive and it is managed by bureaucracy or technocrats. So these are the topics that we are going to cover in this article. What is the core message? Core message is India aspires to be a global AI leader but lacks comprehensive, transparent AI strategy. This is a criticism of India AI mission. Criticism is that it is led by bureaucrat and it is a mission under Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. So this is also a criticism that such an important mission should not be there just under a ministry. It should have some independent existence. Okay. What writer is saying, that it lacks clear goals, it lacks institutional frameworks. These are the components of India AI mission. So in India AI mission, we are trying to develop AI infrastructure. We are trying to develop AI skilled workforce. We are trying to develop AI computing capacity. And we are also trying to develop safe and trusted artificial intelligence. Now, if India does not come up with a very comprehensive AI strategy, what are the risks? First risk is that we can lose strategic autonomy. Why? Because now AI is integrated in defense, AI is integrated in intelligence, AI is integrated in critical infrastructure. So if there is no indigenous AI technologies, then we will have to depend on foreign technologies for defense as well as intelligence. It will lead to loss of autonomy. Then there is, according to our data, with coming of artificial intelligence and generative AI, 12% of the workforce is at risk of displacement. Now, what our national strategy lacks, that it has not taken this into account. It has to address this employment transition. It has to address social protection of those people who are going to affect, and it has to take input from labor economists, be more consultative while making policy regarding AI, because AI is going to be a very disruptive force in employment. So we have to make sure that we have such a policy which enables social stability as well as economic resilience even after coming of artificial intelligence. Now there is environmental stress with the help of by the coming of artificial intelligence. According to one data by IAEA, the energy demand by global data centers is going to get double by 2030, and 11 out of 20 top cities in India face water stress. So we will have to see that if we increase AI capacity, then how we will deal with environmental crisis, the energy crisis that will come up. Now AI is going to reshape work, education, where some skills are valued. However, AI also has biases, and there is no clarity on who is going to be accountable if AI make mistakes. So this has to be taken into account, especially in sectors such as healthcare, policing, welfare. There is need for regulatory mechanism. So the author also gives some suggestions. These are the suggestions that she is saying India needs cabinet endorsed national AI strategy and it should be presented in parliament. So this is point number 1. India needs national AI strategy. Second, there should be a dedicated standing committee on AI and emerging technologies to oversee ethical risk and the initiative of executive. This is 2. Third is there is need for a commission. There is need to commission a national impact study on AI-driven employment disruption, which we recently talked about, particularly in white-collar roles within the demographics. So this is 3, to study the impact. So these are the 3 way forward that you can write, and it can be used in answer writing. Okay. Now let us move on to our next topic. Next topic is Cabinet has given nod for job linked incentive scheme. We are going to study these objectives, what are the key features, and some criticism. ELI, that is employment linked incentive scheme. What is the objective? Objective is employment generation, and this employment generation in all sectors. However, there are some preference that is given to manufacturing sector. Now about manufacturing sector contributes up to 70% of GDP. And according to our data, there are around 27.3 million workers in manufacturing sector. So it has huge scope. It is labor intensive sector. So it has huge scope for employment generation. What is the target? Target is to create 3.5 crore jobs in next 2 years. Out of these 3.5 crores job, 1.92 crore job shall be created for first time workers, means who are going to get first time jobs. So these will be particularly youth. Now this is the budget, around 1 lakh crore, and for 2 years it is going to be applicable. And who all are eligible for this scheme? Any worker earning up to 1 lakh per month. What are the incentive? Government will provide 1 month wage up to 15,000 rupees in 2 installment for first time workers. So this will give incentive to employers to hire first time workers, to create employment for unemployed youth. And then for 2 years, it will give incentive to employer 3,000 per month as salary component. And there is a condition that employee should be there for at least 6 months in a job. So any employer will get 3,000 per month for 2 years. So it will incentivize them, employers, to create jobs and take people on payroll. This is, we are talking about formal jobs. And this for 2 years is extended up to 4 years in manufacturing sector. So that is the incentive government is providing for manufacturing sector. So this is it. What is the significance of this scheme? Significance is that it will lead to formalization of jobs. Second, it will lead to employment generation. It can also have impact on female workers. So these are the positive impacts. What are the negative impacts? Negative impacts is that trade unions are saying that this is just transferring of public funds to employers. So they are not happy with it. However, it is a good scheme. Now let us see our last topic. Last topic are defense updates. So first update is INS Tamal has been commissioned. So what is important about INS Tamal? INS Tamal is a last foreign ship. INS Tamal has been manufactured in Russia. It is a symbol of Indo-Russian defense cooperation because it is the 51st ship under this cooperation of 65 years. It is built under project 113.6 and it has capacity to equip with BrahMos supersonic cruise missile. So this is something that is important about Tamal. And then there is another news. Navy inducts second indigenous stealth frigate in record time. So the name is INS 𝐮𝐸𝐵. What is stealth? Stealth is a technology through which you can avoid or minimize detection by radar. That is called stealth. Stealth is applicable in ships also, in planes also. So let us read about this INS 𝐮𝐸𝐵. So it is constructed under project 17A. So 17A project has objective of manufacturing stealth guided missile frigates. So before 𝐮𝐸𝐵, since it is a second, what was the name of first? The name of first was Nilgiri. And this project was started in 2019. So it is considered, this is considered as a very important leap for Warship Design Bureau because it has constructed and designed such a high quality frigate which has high stealth function. Means it is not easily possible for enemy to track this ship by radar. So this is its importance. There is one more news, that is Shakti 2025. It is Indo-French Army exercise. This you just need to remember for your prelims examination. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any question, you can just write down in comments.